Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys I have a deck profile for you. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at M Mewto Garbodor with an Espeon tech. And if you guys want to go check out the list, it is down in the description below. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoy the video. But without any further ado, we're going to get into this list here guys. I actually really like this deck because this is more of my style. And I get to play a lot of my favorite Pokemon. And on top of that, it's purple, which is my favorite color. But this is going to be a Mewtwo deck, and we're going to be taking a look at this Mewtwo first, since we do play Shroud of Memories. As much as I hate that combination of Shroud of Memories and Mewtwo with damage change. But it has Shatter Shot for 30 times the amount of Psychic Energy on this Pokemon, and since we do play Psychic Energy, it doesn't make much sense not to play this card. And then we have Damage Change, switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with those on your opponent's active Pokemon. You know, you guys have heard me say this many times. I don't like playing this combination, but normally when I don't really focus on Shrine of Memories, I usually see a comment saying, you really need to focus on Shrine of Memories. So I'm just going to suck it up and do it. But we also play Mega Mewtwo, and in case you did notice, yes, there is a Photon Wave Mewtwo in here, and that's just because I don't have 4 of the Shatter Shot Mewtwo. It's more of a whatever card. But Mega Mewtwo has Psychic Affinity for 10 and then 30 for each energy attached to both defending Pokemon. This can do a ton of damage, and that's what I like about it. It is very good. It takes a DC to pull off the attack, so it doesn't really take much. And you know, with Mega Turbo and such in the format, this can just be a really speedy attacker. And that's really all the explanation it needs. It doesn't hit for weakness, but it can do a ton of damage. But we're also going to be pairing it up with a 1/1 Espeon. Now the cool thing about Espeon is not only is it one of the new cards from Sun and Moon, but on top of that you get to use the Energy Evolution Eevee. And basically what you do with this Eevee is you just attach a basic energy, and then you can search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from Eevee that's the same type. So essentially what you're going to be doing is you just go, I attach a Psychic Energy to Eevee, and then you can search your deck out for Espeon because it is a Psychic type Pokemon. And the cool thing about Espeon is that it is very similar to Mega Mewtwo because of the Psychic attack. And what Espeon GX does, it has Psybeam for 30 and your opponent's active is confused. And then Psychic for 60, and this attack does 30 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is actually pretty decent against Giratina, and it's kind of similar to Mewtwo. Except that Mewtwo, of course, hits for both, but still, Psychic's not a bad attack. And then Divide GX, which is actually pretty sick. Place 10 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon in any way you like. And so it says in any way you like, so that means you can kind of spread the 10 around, I'm guessing. You can either hit something for just 10 damage counters, or if you've just been knocking the living piss out of stuff the whole game, you can just use Divide GX and just start placing them wherever you want to. That's pretty cool. And on top of that, that is a very cool picture. I really like that picture of Espeon, and this is actually a pretty cheap card. I've been finding these for about $8 or under, and that's pretty sick. But still, very decent attacker, and I like Espeon. And next up, we're going to be pairing this with a 2/2 Garbodor. Garbodor, I don't really need to explain this much. Bleh, I can't speak. Just shuts down abilities, and a lot of decks really thrive on abilities. The reason why I like playing Parallel City mostly whenever I play Garbodor is just because I always run into Mega Rayquaza, and it just never fails. I always run into that stupid thing, and so that's just why I like having it. And plus, Gardevoir is big, and so that's why it's my personal preference to play 2 Parallel City, just because you can shut down a lot of abilities in those decks like Hoopa and such. But Garbodor is a very good card, and doesn't take much explanation, just that shutting down abilities is really good. By the way, if I remember, I cut the video because there was an F-bomb in there. But next up we have 2 Shaymin EX. This is for setup, and basically it's just in there for consistent reasons. And along with Hoopa EX, Scoundrel Ring, pretty much you can grab Shaymin and all of these. Just all of those. So that's pretty good. Kind of a no-brainer to not include Hoopa. And if you're getting destroyed, you can even attack with it, which I don't recommend trying, but that's definitely a possibility. And that's another reason why I like Parallel Cities, because you can get that thing off the field. But for supporters, for Sycamore, don't really need to go too much into it. Best draw supporter in the game, in my opinion. Next up, we have 3 in Pretty good there. And then we have 2 Lysandre. No Lily for this deck. I decided not to include it just because this was kind of a tight squeeze and I was like, whatever. But Lysandre can help you pick off stuff, and if they're sitting there on their bench with some, like a Pokemon that has like a ton of energy on it, you can just, you know, Lysandre it up and hit it with Mega Mewtwo. Something I do want to note is I was thinking about adding a Pokemon Ranger in this deck. Even though, yes, Espeon does help you out against Giratina, I do feel like maybe running a Pokemon Ranger would be beneficial. So that's something I do want to recommend. But we do have 4 VS Seeker to go along with our supporter cards. And then we have 4 Mewtwo Spirit Link. This is just so you don't have to skip your turn whenever you Mega Evolve. And then next up we have 4 Ultra Ball. More so this is just so you can search out Hoopa early on in the game. And then on top of that you can kind of search out Eevee and whatnot. But this is more for Hoopa just because you can get a gigantic Scoundrel Ring off. 3 Mega Turbos. Mega Turbo is very good because Mewtwo, of course, just takes 2 energy, and so if you attach a Psychic for your turn and then you Mega Turbo, just get it on there. And that's another reason why Ultra Ball is really good, is because you can set up Mega Turbo plays. 3 Floatstone. This is for Garbodor and Hoopa mostly. On top of that, you can throw. Let me make sure. You can throw. Yeah, you can throw Mewtwo Spirit Link on Garbodor. I wanted to verify that because it has been a while since I played this deck. And so, yeah, that can help out Garbodor too. But Floatstone, it's more for Garbodor and Hoopa than anything. 2 Trainer's Mail just to try to help you fetch out stuff out of your deck. 1 Super Rod. I do Parallel City myself, and on top of that, if Espeon is just the MVP boss of the game, you can just kind of put that back in there. Or if you need some Psychic Energy back in your deck, or if you need to shuffle a Mewtwo line or Garbodor line, just anything, Super Rod's there to help you out. Pretty good there. 2 Shrine of Memories. What this does is each player's evolved Pokemon can use any attack from its previous evolutions, and that player still needs the necessary energy to use each attack. Not even going to get into it. You guys know what that combination is. I explained at the start of the video. 1 Parallel City. This is just a very good stadium because you can kind of limit your opponent to what they can play down. And on top of that, you can Parallel City yourself to get rid of those Shaymin and Hoopas. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I play the deck, these are going to be switched because I very rarely get to use Shrine of Memories. And if there's a card that I'm playing in my deck and I just completely have to like just strap having like dead draws with it, or if I can't use it, I'm gonna switch it out for something else. That's just how I've always been. But for energy, we have 4 DCE and then 7 Psychic Energy. In case you guys didn't notice, I really like the Sun and Moon energy, so I'm gonna try to keep getting more of these as time goes on. I ordered 12 of these, so I think I have like 15 Psychic Energies now or something like that. But pretty cool there. But yeah, 7 Psychic just so you can use Espeon's attack, Energy Evolution, and you can use Shatter Shot and Damage Change, and then the DCs, of course, are for Espeon and Mega Mewtwo, and I guess Shaymin. But this deck's actually pretty cool. It's very fun. I'm going to have another variant of this deck that doesn't include Garbodor, and so, you know, stay tuned for that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, subscribe for some more content, and hope you all have a fantastic day. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. Take care, guys.